Hello and welcome back, everybody. Shweebe here! And we're going to continue from where we left off on the last video. I just got one last thing to show off in this world, and then we're immediately going to jump right into the next level. And that would be the arena, which was behind the castle, but near the house, and I didn't even know it was there because it was so off in the distance. Every other map that I've made, it's always been like the first thing for me to find, and so because it was so tucked away in this particular map, I almost forgot about it. But this place is important. This is where, in most cases, this would be where you would first learn how to fight and dodge, and that dummy is very important if you can beat it. It does have a very special recipe for I believe it's a armor piece that you can only get from the dummy itself. I don't know if there's more pieces to it, and as of right now, I don't have enough damage output to even make it worth my while at this point in time, so I'm going to give it a couple of levels and then we'll go right back at that. And as I promised, it's time to go into the next level, so let's get this going, shall we? Dusty Mountains Level 2. So, when you go into the next worlds and it says Level 2, that's generally what all the monster levels are. In some strange cases, if it's like nighttime or things like that, they might be a level higher, depending, or especially if they're like a bigger boss. And watch out for these fuckheads. They're turtles that like to hide in the fucking ground and sneak up on you and pretend they're like some kind of funky looking gem. Piss off! You ain't no Ninja Turtle. Bitch. Ooh, raw verdant emerald. Another gem that any mage will definitely want to hang on to, and I believe for the warrior and ranger you can use that for a particular skill that you can learn. I believe it's just like a healing skill, yes. English do I have it. Healing skill. Which would definitely be worth looking into. Ah, and copper. Alright. And, shoot. Like I said, first-person view is generally a lot better. And if you'll notice from time to time as I'm digging, I'll get experience, and sometimes I'll even get the different shards that I'll need to open up more portals. If I'm lucky, I'll even get some more of the gems that I may need for certain skills or whatever. And, like I stated in the previous video, I don't know if the ore resources actually, like, refill themselves after a certain amount of time. I honestly don't know. So if anybody has any information on that, please feel free to share that information. Because as of right now, what I've been doing is just creating new maps to go and collect all the ore from there, which is kind of a tedious process because when you make the new maps, you actually have to travel to all of those worlds to that point to collect said ore. Which as of right now, it really sucks having to do that much. So hopefully, you know, maybe they do respawn after a certain amount of in-game days or something. Alright. Ooh. And I know I'm not a mage myself, but I am gonna collect enough gems to actually show off, I think it's one of the basic skills for a mage that a ranger and a warrior can use. I won't be able to use it a lot because I'm very limited on my mana. But I still want to show you guys it if we manage to get enough of the resource. Alright, ooh, mine thingy. Let's go into the mine thingy. There might be something cool in there. Like monsters and stuff. Of course. Eyeball thingies. Die. Explodey eyeball thingies. Die. Die! Oh, motherfucker. As of right now, I don't necessarily mind the auto-target. It could be improved upon because it's kind of, like, all over the place. But for the most part, it is pretty decent. Piss off, Figgly Skelly. Ooh, we leveled up. Let's go kill off the rest of these monsters. You. Oh, I gotcha. Nya, 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 nya. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Hey, we got coal. We're also gonna need that. Copper ore, sharpening stone. Frick yeah. Awesome. And like I said before, make sure you break any boxes that you may come across. Even these little bag thingies will occasionally have some pretty good stuff in them. Especially experience. You can never get enough experience. So I have a correction to make on two things. First of all, I forgot to actually to click on the skill, the Hunter's Path. Make sure anytime that you end up with skills available that you legitimately click on them. Otherwise, they're just going to be sitting there and you won't get any of the bonus from it. As you'll notice, my agility went up from 16 to 21. That's a big difference. And the other thing is, apparently not everything can be collected, because I honestly thought you could collect the railroad tracks, which would have been pretty cool, and the mining cart. I can't take that either. It did break down into wood logs and some copper ore, which is, you know, you can't beat that. So, you know, just another correction that I had to make in the game, but it seemed like it would have been really cool to have just hanging out near the house or something. Alright. Let's take a look. Ooh, is this a treasure chest? Fantastic! Copper ore, scales. Rangers need scales. If you can get them early on, get them early on. Copper plate block. Purely for decorating. What was the other thing? Scroll of healing. Now, you can actually make these. There are skills that you can use as a consumable item. Like Scroll of Healing. They do have things like, what's the other one? Scroll of Fireball, which are attack-based. Go figure. And they're all pretty useful. If you can make them, if you have the items available, go for it, because they're really worthwhile. Oh, we need to fix our pickaxe, because it's practically broken. I think that was everything here. In some cases, you'll come across mines, and there'll be treasure chests. They may actually have a deeper section to them that will take you to like a hidden portal, because the portals are not always easy to find. They're not guaranteed to be on the surface. I've been through worlds where they were literally almost on the bottom of the map itself, and it took me forever to fucking find it. At least that's not really the case so far, because there's that one, which we'll go through not right now, because I actually still need some copper, because we definitely want to upgrade our workbench. Actually, funny enough, I forgot to go and make the furnace, because I think we had stone. I'm not sure. Yee! What? Piss off! What the fuck are you looking at? Oh yeah, I'm gonna peg you. In this sense, I think ranged characters are kind of broken, because the any kind of melee attacker, like these fuckers, woo! Okay, maybe he has some spells here and there, but I can just do this, and if he can't reach me, then I can just keep pegging away at him. From what I understand, the mages can do this too, but melee attackers, they have to get up in their face, and in some cases can risk dying pretty easy. Holy shit, we got a lot of quartz here. That's awesome. I might be able to show you guys that skill after all. And we got some experience. Fantastical. Oh, and something I should let you guys know. If ever you're wondering how many portals are in each world that you go to, simply just open your world map and it will tell you. If you notice that there's this dotted line that's jutting out from this particular world that I'm in, and you'll know which world you're in because the little yellow, it looks like a guitar pick, or pointer, whatever you want to call it, will let you know what world you're actually in at the time. If you only see the one dotted line jutting out, that means there's only one portal to be found. This next world, if you notice there's two dotted lines, there's two portals in that world. Later on, I think, I'm not necessarily sure if it gets any higher than 2 at this point in time. Oh, nope, see, there's one that has 3. Will make it quite difficult because they love to hide the portals from you. Alright, let's go ahead and finish getting all this stuff. And if ever you can't get out of an area, you can always dig your way out or build your way out. There's always a what's known as a ladder effect. Because you can literally build up underneath yourself. And I will actually show you how to do that in just a sec. Pick it up. Gimme. Alright. And literally you can do this just by placing dirt directly underneath yourself. I did not want to do that. That's the one I wanted. Alright. So check this out. Do this right underneath yourself. And you're like, what? That's like, what, 8 blocks high already? I've done that to get myself out of some pretty tight situations because worlds later, you, like, will fall into the abyss, like, almost all the time. For those of you who didn't see my previous video on Portal Knights, these little worlds that you go to are actually floating islands in the sky. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See that? Don't fall in that. That's an automatic death. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe this place was like a lot taller or something, and jumped and fell to my death. Which actually brings up another shared opinion that I had from a fellow player and friend. They think there should be a form of death penalty because as of right now, I could die a bazillion times and the most that will happen is like a chunk of my health will be missing. As of right now, items don't leave your inventory. You don't lose any kind of experience. You could just keep going over and over again. Not entirely sure how I feel about the death penalty. I think at most, if you die like 3 times in a row or to the point where you have no more health at all, you should just be sent back to your home world. Having to lose items would drive me insane, especially because as of right now, especially when it comes to ore, it doesn't seem like they repopulate after a while, so if I lost out on that and had to recreate a whole new map because I kept dying because, you know, I didn't grind enough or something, literally, I'd probably quit playing the game if that were the case. So, I think maybe there should be a form of death penalty, but not losing items. It's about 4 or 5 copper ore bits that you'll need in order to make a single bar, and I believe you actually need coal, which we have 4 bits of coal. I don't think this world actually has a lot in coal at the moment. We may actually have to travel to the next world in order to do that. But let's go ahead and gather some more copper before we leave. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and open up that portal just so it is active and ready for when we decide to come back here, because we're going to have to. Alright. Sweet, that place is open. Alright guys, and this is actually a really kind of neat thing that popped up. You'll come across this scenario quite often because you actually will pretty much have to go spelunking for a lot of the ore because it'll literally be on the outside of the island a lot of the times. So this is where you actually have to strategize on how to best collect your ore, which is why they make it to where you can run around with dirt and build wherever you need to. If you'll notice, when I hit this bottom bit... Oh! Ah! See? I died, didn't lose anything outside of some of my pride, but half my mana and half my health. That's it. Well. Anyways, what I was trying to say about that, I don't even know where we were, to be honest. Fuck. Was, if you notice the bottom block, it doesn't make the same sound when you're, like, digging like that. It's the game letting you know that that block that you're hitting, you're about to lose it. So you can literally place dirt up underneath it and form a bridge around it up underneath. That way you can get to it. That way you won't lose the ore so quickly. I've lost a lot of ore doing that, as you may have noticed, because even diving after it, I still didn't get it. But I think at this point we've collected enough copper ore, so let's go back to the first world and let's see what we can make with what we've already found. It's home sweet home. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and upgrade the workbench. Ta-da! Alright. We can now make linen cloth. Anytime you upgrade any of the workbenches or workstations as they're called, or excuse me, crafting stations, whatever you want to freaking call it, it's where you make your stuff. They will appear a little bit more improved, and they will give you more upgraded options. Like in this case, I can make more blocks and ingredients, The portal stones, that's never going to upgrade. As of right now, that is an as-is thing. Your furniture will every now and then increase. They don't really have a lot in the way for furniture at the moment. Hopefully they'll upgrade that. I don't know. But now we can actually get like mining drills, lumberjack axe. Well, we actually need to make a copper bar. Before we can even make a copper bar, or even get any of these, we're gonna have to make a furnace. What all do I need? 10 bits of stone. Let's go get that real quick. As I was looking for the stone, I accidentally fell through my world. And not in like a graphical error of any kind. It's the fact that the world is actually kind of hollow and there's, well, depending on how your map is generated, it can be very hollow. In this case, there's a huge ass cave down here, which is cool, but generally it's very riddled with worms, so you have to be very careful. I believe in this one they are like poison based or earth based. And this is, oops, get rid of you first. Fuck off. Anyways, and this is what I mean by it's a floating island. Like, this is the underside of, what the fuck is that? This is the underside of the earth itself, or the island itself, and oh, there's a treasure chest, see? And it's always worth it just to go and look around. We are definitely getting our way over there, and I'm gonna make a bridge to get over there. Oh boy. For the first world, I guess that's worth it, but that's pretty neat. Yes. Oh, we can also make our anvil? Ah, because we got the copper. Nice. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and make the anvil. Why not? What do we need to make the altar? I clicked it. Oh, my bag's full. Then, in that case, I have one extra space. Altar. We'll need wood logs. Okay. And to make a chest, you will need copper ore, which, you know, I guess that's not so bad. But, each chest upgrades, and in the beginning, if you are continuously getting a lot of stuff, unless you're actually using it, just toss it, or, you know, don't put too much attachment to it, because as of right now, the only way to store things is to make a lot of chests, which means you'll have to get a lot of copper. Like I said, the chests upgrade, so later on when we get different ore, we can use that to make chests, but when ore is so limited and we want to use it for armor and weapons, you kind of have to weigh your options, so don't hold on to every little thing that you come across. This is where I have the idea of they should probably put an NPC in there, not necessarily to sell things, like, because there's no form of currency in this game. I think they should keep it that way. What they might want to consider is just having an NPC that can barter stuff with. That way, if you have excess stuff that you just want to get rid of, but don't necessarily want to throw away, you can trade him for, like, extra ore or, like, gems and stuff like that, which would be pretty cool. Alright, so now that we have these items, let's go ahead and place them in the house. Alright, don't argue with me. There we go. I am actually going to go and collect those wood logs real quick, that way we can just go ahead and have the altar. Okay, now we have enough to make the altar, so let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully after this we'll still have enough copper ore. Fuck, that's right. We still have... Alright, so I'm just going to get rid of these seeds because I really don't need them. Don't think I need wheat for anything. I definitely don't need the straw block. I don't know what I need the mushrooms for at this point in time. Alright, so we got the altar. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, now that we've got all of our workstations, let's see what we can do to get our copper bars. Alright, so now we're going to need the furnace. To make copper bars, we're going to need 4 pieces of copper and 2 bits of coal. I honestly only came across the 2 from the treasure chests in the next world, so we're probably going to have to go to the world after that before we can even get our next weapon. Let's see what we can do. Alright. Ah, frickin' sweet. Now, they do give you a choice between the copper knives, there is a copper crossbow, and a armored copper bow or a strong copper bow. Each of them has their own extra set of like bonuses to them, like the copper knife, and they do have like fist weapons later on, like I mentioned. It's strictly to your preference, whatever you want to do. I liked the range attacks, so I generally stick with the bow. The bow is faster by like a millisecond, but it has more crit damage. The crossbow may not be as fast, but it has a lot of strength damage. So you really kind of have to weigh your options. Do you want more crit damage? Do you want more basic damage? Or do you just want to go up and shank a bastard? Whatever your preference is. Just keep in mind that they keep all of the information on them listed right above the craft word. So I'm going to do the strong copper bow because a 30% critical strike damage sounds pretty good to me. I also need the 2 scales, which I found, and a cotton ball thing, and 7 wood logs. Fantastic. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Yay. Oops, wrong thing. Yes. And like I said, as of right now, there's no point in me holding on to any previous weapons, any previous armor that I may have made, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss it. Which is kind of sad to say. It'd be pretty cool if they made, like, mannequins or something, or, like, weapon holster bits, like if I wanted to show off, like, yeah, this was my first weapon all the way down to this weapon, especially when you get to the in-game weapons. They're freaking cool looking. So, it'd just be kind of cool to show them all off and to see, yeah, this is what I did, so there. But yeah, let's see, we still have 50, oh, never mind, we have 60 bits of copper. Oh, right, I actually wanted to see if we could make that skill. Here we go, lightning zap. Oh, we need the dust. Damn. Oh, wow. There was something else you could do with it, I don't remember. That actually might be a little later in the game, so I'll hold on to the gems for now, but I do recall there being something that you needed the gems for, but I think you actually had to combine it with something. So as of right now, we can't make any kind of skill, which sucks, because I'd really like to get the Verdant Emerald Dust to get a healing skill. And Enrage is really good, too. Any of the characters can use this. It will increase the damage dealt by like 20% for 10 seconds, which is awesome. It doesn't matter what class you are. I think, especially for the melee character, that's a really good skill to have. I don't particularly use skills all that often in this game. I probably should, so I'm definitely going to try and get these if I can to show them off to you guys. So let's see about our next set of armor. What do we need for that? Yep, like I said, in the next set we're actually going to get a ring. Refined electro quartz. So we'll need to find that. We're going to need copper bars. And as a ranger, I'm going to need scales, which that next world I don't believe has, so we're probably going to have to go to the one after that. Okay, so this is what I mean by when the armor gets a little confusing. I don't know if it works like this for all the classes, or if this is just a standardized thing. Because as of right now, compared to the bottom one where... Oh, shit, hang on. Because if you notice, I just unlocked the ranger stuff, which is actually the next set of armor that I'm supposed to get, not the huntsman stuff. So we're going to need to get more cotton cloth, and we're going to need copper bars. So I misspoke, actually. I need to go and get the ranger stuff. So if you look at the first set, it was warrior, ranger, mage. Now it's ranger, warrior. I think this is another set of warrior. I'm a little confused by it because it just says hound. There's dodge, life force, health, and health regeneration. So maybe that's just something to wear, but it kind of looks like the warrior outfit. I'm not entirely sure. And then there's the mystic stuff, which you can obviously tell is for a mage. So unless there's like maybe a hidden 4th class that I don't know about, or maybe these two are for like a specific type of melee attacker. I'm not really sure. We see then it does it again. It goes from huntsman, which is ranger, then it goes to Viking, which is warrior, then it goes to marksman, which is ranger, and then it goes to the high wizard, which is mage. See why I kept getting confused there? Because I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to wear, unless obviously it was mage. I could tell that's not what I'm supposed to wear. So it'd be cool if they just had like an organized tab to where I just go ranger stuff here, wizard stuff there, warrior stuff there. Okay. So, as of right now, we need to go and collect coal for all the copper that we have, and we need to go and collect cotton, which we should probably go check on our garden for. And here's the garden, and as you'll notice, there are actually some adult cotton plants that we have out here, and there's still some baby ones. They don't always seem to grow at the same pace, even if you plant them all at the same time. You know, as life works, really. But we do want to leave the baby ones alone, because if you let them mature into their adult phase, you'll get more resources out of them. So I'm only going to collect from the adult plants, and then I'm just going to replant them afterwards. That way we'll still have a garden in the works. And it turns out that the plants before that were in this garden were wheat. I don't necessarily need them myself, but I'm just going to leave them there. Who knows, maybe I'll need them in the future. You know what, while we're at it, let's test out the new bow, see what kind of damage output it has. Woo! Pretty nice! I get 2-shot the little buggers, that's awesome. How about the green ones? Yep, woo! 2-shot them too, awesome. Yeah, okay. It says I'm auto-locked, but if there's a plant in your way, you're gonna hit the plant, so you honestly have to move your character around. Ooh, I got a crit on that one. Ooh, we leveled up. Nice. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and peg the crap out of Harold, because like I said, he does drop a really rare recipe. Before I do that, let me make sure I got enough room. I do. Okay, let me level up first, and then I'm gonna peg the crap out of Harold, and I will speed up the process, because at this rate, only doing 44 damage, it's gonna take a little bit. Oh my god. Finally! Jesus, that took forever. See? We got a recipe for Fluffy's wits. If I have enough to create that, we'll go and do that. I'm gonna go collect some cotton real quick, and then we're gonna go and do that. Okay, so we should be able to make a decent amount of cotton cloth. Let's go ahead and do that. Looks like we can make 13 bits. Not bad. Okay, and in order to actually be able to use the recipe, you have to kind of use it as a consumable item first, because your character literally has to learn it. So go ahead and set that up in your ready to use buttons, and then just click it. New recipe learned. Okay, that should pop up in our workbench under armor. It's probably all the way down. Down. You're backwards as hell, you know that? Fluffy's wits. Actually requires 20 bits of cotton. However, it's an amazing item for a ranger. Plus 10 agility. It looks kind of, you know, like frou-frou and cute. But for the plus 10 agility, that's awesome. And like I said, I don't know if there's more pieces to this particular armor. If there is, I definitely want it. But we're not even going to worry about that right now. We're actually going to work towards making our ranger gear. Which I can make the cape. I'm going to go ahead and make the cape, because it's going to be a lot better than what I currently have. Some copper bars. We're going to need all sorts of coal. Oop. And I know I said you're supposed to, you know, like, not hold on to everything, but I like the swooshy swirly bit, so I always hold on to it. That's just, you know, me. Alright. So now we're going to go back to the world that we were in before, but we're going to go through the portal that's in that world. Travel to Emerald Fields. I know what you're thinking. This looks exactly like the first world. Well, you're correct. It looks exactly like the first world. However, the monsters are going to be slightly different because if you'll notice, there's the turtle face, and then there's... I don't know what that thing is. I think it's a form of plant. Oh, hey, we already found the next portal. That's bitchin'. And this place is riddled with coal, which we're going to need quite a bit of. Fucking turtle. Moss shell, my foot. Swaying blossom. It is a plant. Okay. They're real mean. So if you are a melee character, hats off to you because you have to put up with a lot of crap from that guy. And as you'll notice, they do have a lot of run-down homes that you can rebuild. Just be careful on which one you decide to rebuild, because in some cases, the homes are like either are or are near a spawning point, where as soon as you walk out your door, you're going to have like 7 of these guys if you choose to make this a home. They will go inside your home, or they'll be on top of your home, because they're freaking jerks. Alright, let's go hunt some coal. Some more. Ooh, Merry Christmas to me. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of coal. Ooh, an experience. Oh, we already found the edge of the map. Damn. Are we good or are we good? Wow. This was kind of a short map too. Jeez. Alright. And as you guys notice, I actually ran out of sharpening stones. So me trying to mine anything right now is painfully slow. This will never break the item, which is kinda like, you know, that's kinda useful into itself, but if you can make sharpening stones, just make them. All it requires is some stone block. Ooh, and I found a house. Is it a house or what is it? Yeah, just a rundown house. And again, it's actually not in too bad a place that we could rebuild it. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do so. I might do that in one of the later worlds where it's a bit more convenient for me to get to, because you can literally set any level as your home, which is pretty cool. Let's say if you get tired of seeing this particular climate, you can go and make a home like in the world where we were before, where it's desert. They do have other themed worlds, which is pretty cool. Alright, we have 62 bits of coal and 60 bits of copper. I think we're good. Let's go back to the first world. So now we're back in the first world. I actually discovered a couple of things, but let's make the copper bars first, and I will explain all that I actually just learned. Alright, so we're going to use the furnace, and copper bars can make as many as we frickin' can. As you'll notice for this one, it's going to take 5 seconds, so I'm actually gonna have to wait in real life for this. But actually, you know what? While it's doing that, that's perfect. I'm gonna show you what I figured out for the altar. Because remember, I wanted to show you guys how to make that one magic skill. Where'd it go? If you go into the first section, which is your cubes or your blocks, we needed a refined electro quartz, and we need electro quartz dust. I'm actually just gonna make 2 of those because I don't remember how many I needed for the skill. Hurry up. Fantastico. And then I'm going to make a refined electro quartz. Again, another 5 seconds, but, you know. Okay. So now that we have those, what did we need? Oh, we actually needed 2 more of those. Awesome. Okay, so go back to here. Maybe it was something. And if you actually walk away from it, they will continue working while you're not there. If you notice, when they jump like that and the exclamation points above them, that means they're done and they're holding an item for you that you crafted. So, let's go to the altar first. Fantastic. I keep clicking the wrong damn thing. So we can either make Enrage or we can make Lightning Zap. I'm gonna make lightning zap. Albeit, like I said, I don't need it. And I probably won't use enrage, albeit I probably should. But we'll make that one later. So I'm gonna use lightning zap. Hurry up. Fabulous. Okay. And let me go ahead and get this stuff first before I get too ahead of myself. 15 copper bars. Woo! Okay. So, just for any kind of skill, set it in your usable buttons. And we're actually going to go and try peg one of these monsters in the face with it and see how effective it is. Because like I said, I'm not one for... Oh. Ah, that's actually pretty nice. And there is a charge time to it. Woo! And provided I don't fall into the depths of hell... See, this is why I'm not a mage. And if you notice, I'm already completely out of mana. But I was able to get that one good hit in. But, give me your shit. Like I said, it's not that I can't learn it, it's that I don't necessarily have all of the resources necessary to make it a useful skill. So, I'm probably just going to toss that one because I don't think I'll ever make a mage. I'm not really good at that. Alright. Anyway, so, let's go ahead and see what of our new armor we can make. And it was Ranger. Alright, looks like we can make just about everything. What do you need? Oh, we need the anvil to make rings. Okay, cool. Which will give us a plus 5% nature damage. Anytime you see like a monster hitting you with like the green glowy shit, which I always thought was poison, it's not poison, it's called nature damage. Still acts like poison, but whatever. Alright, so hopefully we'll have enough of everything. If not, I'm gonna go and collect more shit, so there. Sweet. Oh! Sack's full. Whatever. We don't need all those. Don't need that. Don't want that. Don't want dirt. Don't need those. Still need those. I still don't know what the mushrooms are for, but I'll probably come across the reason for it later. And a ranger cop. And now I'm out of cotton. Okay. And then we're just gonna trade out for our new set of armor. Oh yeah. Oh, I did not mean to do that. There, with that, that is the complete ranger set right there. Pretty snazzy, if I do say so myself. And like I said, there's no point in holding on to your previous armor or your weapons, so just go ahead and toss them. Which kind of sucks, because like I said before, it'd be really cool to show them off, but at this point, if it's just going to take up space that I don't have to share, I'm just going to toss it for now. Now, I can actually make two different rings here. I can make the Armored Ring of Nature, which, like I said before, will give us plus 5% nature damage resistance, which is pretty good. And then the next ring is Magic Ring of Thunder, plus 5% electro damage resistance, and plus 35 mana. That is easily only a mage class ring, unless I wanted it just for the 5% electric damage resistance. Past that, there's really no point in me using that, because I haven't come across a lot of monsters that particularly have electric damage as like a full-on, that's what they do. So I'm not even going to bother getting that. I'm just going to stick with the nature ring, so let's go and get that. And upon further investigation of the rings themselves, the nature ring actually gives you 40 armor, as where the Ring of Thunder does not. It's just mana and electric damage. So I would say the Ring of Armor definitely for the Ranger and the Warrior, and then the Thunder Ring definitely for the Mage, if that's whatever class you choose there. Alright, oh, let's not forget to equip it. Click. And our armor is at 195. That's awesome, especially since we are, like, what, level 3? Level 3. Little more than halfway to level 4. Okay. I think we're going to cut it off there. In the next video, we've got a few more things that we've got to do. And then past that, we're going to be doing some more resource hunting. I'll probably deck out the house again. But I'm not going to do, like in the previous video, I'm not going to make you guys suffer through having to watch that. I will just have it done. And then after that, we're going to go and start hunting for more portals, some more treasures. Hopefully we'll eventually get up to the boss, but I don't foresee that being within the next video. Maybe the video after that, but we'll see how far we get. Until then, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I will leave links to the game itself and to the community, so if you guys come across any bugs, so far I haven't come across anything. Hopefully it stays that way. Until then, feel free to like, fave, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next episode.